Can you file an offer in compromise if you owe the IRS $5,000? The quick answer is yes. You could file an offer in compromise if you meet the qualifications. And of course, if you evaluate when the 10-year statute date is. Remember, that's a key aspect. Is the 10-year statute 1 year away or is it the full 10 years away? That's a very important step. Now, we need to consider like the totality of somebody's circumstances, why they owe $5,000. So it almost follows the exact plan. It doesn't matter where it's 5,000 or 5 million. You've heard me saying that in the past. And the reasons why you want to go through every single step. The first precursor before you even evaluate anything regarding the 5,000 is, do you have the $5,000 to pay off the IRS? If so, quit messing around and pay the IRS. Get rid of it. You got it. And of course, like the saying goes, doesn't matter if it's 5,000 or 5 million. There are companies out there, there are people out there that do have the ability and they get that bill every single year and it's not a big deal. They meet their tax payment compliance by tax date. Let's go through all the 6 steps because that's exactly what is needed regarding any tax debt, especially that of $5,000. But I'll throw a little curveball at the end because by $5,000, it's not a large amount, compared to $100,000 or $250,000. So it's treated a bit differently. Step 1 is, what's the breakdown of the $5,000? What is the year-by-year breakdown? Is it a combination of several years? Or just 1 year that you file an owed? Did you file the original tax return? Or did the IRS do it for you? Substitute for return? Did you just not reply back to an audit? What's the reason why? Breakdown, year by year. Including then, what's the 10-year rule? What's the collection statute date? How much time does the IRS have to collect on this debt? Step 2 is, are you all caught up in all your tax filings? The $5,000 is what you owe going back, 5 years ago, and you have not filed the tax return since. You must get caught up in filing if you have a tax filing requirement. Third step, you have to address the root cause of why you do owe the money. Did you have enough withholding? Do you work a W-2 job? Did 1 year, did you try something different? Did you become a content creator and you made so much money but then said that's not the life for you? What's the reason why? And you have to fix it. Step 5 is assessing your financial situation. What do you have equity and assets? What's your monthly disposable income? And by the way, I have like a 1-sheet page that breaks it down. It's a summary page. It's like IRS has this over the combination of 8 different pages that most of the crap doesn't apply to the majority of the people. I broke it down to like a 1-page summary shot. All right. I'll post a link below in the comments where you might be able to access it. So, review that. What's your monthly income? What are your monthly expenses? And by the way, it's something that we should all know, like how much do you pay on your light bill, water bill, cell phone bill, how much you pay in apps, what's your rent, mortgage payment, taxes, county taxes, your house, home property taxes. Are you having enough taxes being withheld right now from your paycheck? That's something to consider, especially when we have tax problems. Stop it. Fix it. What I mean stop it is don't have any new problems in the future. That should be your mentality when trying to fix a tax debt. And once you assess your financial situation, then maybe check out the alternative situations, such as, never showing up for an audit and you have proof, do an audit reconsideration. If you went through one of the proposed assessments, a CP 2000, you could do a reconsideration of that. If you didn't file, you have items to resubmit. Remember, the IRS, when they file for you, it's a single or married filing separate. If you're married filing joint, even your spouse is not working, just refiling as married filing joint will chop those taxes down. All right? So evaluate all alternative solutions. There's current financial hardship, installment agreements. There's innocent spouse relief. So evaluate all. If the IRS did a recent bank levy, you could file an appeal against that. They filed federal tax liens, you could do a CDP request. Okay? Now, what I mentioned at the beginning is that there'd be some kind of curveball regarding a $5,000 balance would be like this. If you happen to get married, had a child, and all of a sudden you might get the earned income credit where you will be paying your taxes in full whenever you file next year, then that will pay off the balance. In the meanwhile, between now and then, you just have to get yourself out of collections. You don't want to be under the scrutiny of the collections department of the IRS under ACS. So in the meanwhile, between now and then, you could do one of the alternative solutions. Installment agreement, partial pay installment plan, non-collectible, any one of those. But if the offer in compromise makes sense, then go for that. Absolutely. That's if you qualify for that. It doesn't matter, what you do owe. If you're never going to recoup, there's no way in hell the IRS could collect within statute date, equity and assets. If you meet all the qualifications, then absolutely go for that.